So what I'm going to do is start with something along the lines of, "Hi, welcome to the Gindependent review. This week we're reviewing Gordon's special dry gin, the 35cl bottle. It was like 10 quid from Tesco." Yeah. And then I'm going to do, excuse me, and then I'm going to do the title sequence, which is like some music. And then the actual content is just going to be us just drinking the bottle of gin, but never mentioning it again. We drink the whole bottle of gin, get pissed, and then...
Right, well, if that's the case, then we need to move up from 35cl bottles.
I'm going to order some beers on Deliveroo, because I can.
Yeah. Well, I've been ordering cigarettes on Deliveroo.
Why are you Beaver Towns from? I don't know. Just wherever sells them.
I've got some Pabst Blue Ribbon in the fridge.
Oh yeah,
chilling. Yeah, I've also got some of them new, what is it, cheap brew dogs. I might go grab one actually.
Well, I'll wait for Nick to come back before I ask the... Well, actually, no, I asked you. Have you seen...
I can hear you. Sorry, I've got
perfect. So, have you seen the cans that Brewdog have done on the back of the Dominic Cummings thing?
No.
So, I can't remember what they've called it, but the front of it looks like an eye test.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
That joke is cheaper than their beer. Right. Have you tried this, Jimmy?
That? No. Is it good?
Comes in a pack of 12 for a tenner, which for Brewdog seems like really good value.
That's like
I once
Strongbow
came
price.
You what?
Nothing. So, right, I'm just...
Were you just about to say that you once came in a 12-pack for a tenner?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said, but I thought... I've got my Jabra. Have you seen my Jabra?
I don't know what that is. You're using a lot of words today.
Defibrillator?
Yeah, so sorry. Since the lockdown, about 1,200 new words have been invented. It appears that everybody else has been using them apart from Nick.
Sounds about right.
I spent about 700 quid on networking stuff. I've had to run a...
Oh, I thought you meant on that Jabra, whatever it is.
I've got like a mesh. I've got a net game mesh system. I've got a big fan here, James Dyson, blowing air into my face.
James Dyson personally attending to fan you with a big ostrich feather.
No, James Dyson's on the other side, just blowing through the large hole.
Talking about his invention. I invented this in a shed. We don't care, James.
I mean, I may not be his biggest fan, but like the hand dryers are by far the greatest thing ever.
Just a second. What's that to the side of you?
It's Nick.
Why is the two Nicks?
Wait, so when you said my eyes look weird, you meant just now? You
Yeah.
didn't mean that. Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah.
By the way, does this just record the voice or does it record the picture as well?
Records everything.
It records the screen as well?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty good then.
So, can we all keep his dicks away, please?
Oh, sorry. I'd already got mine out. But off camera.
That's why you've got a hat on, Simon.
It's my Dixie chicken.
It's fucking brilliant.
It is. I mean, it's really poorly made, but
oh yeah, just like the
expect. Yeah, if there's one guarantee, it was that it's only really funny when you're drunk, and that it was going to be really badly made.
Dixie chickens in the lockdown 6. I've like rediscovered my love for it.
There's nothing else good's open.
And every single time, I've had terrible, terrible toilet troubles.
Wait, isn't Yard and Coop open now?
Yard and Coop is a shadow kitchen for Dixie chicken.
Right.
That's why you never see them in the same room at the same time.
It's where
Like Clark
Dixie
Kent and
Chicken
Superman.
send all their offcuts to. Is that what we're saying?
It's like Barbarito and Death Valley Burrito.
It's literally the same thing. But even when you order a Death Valley burrito, it comes from a barburrito, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's just the
knock it
what's
around
your
a bit.
list it as?
Yeah, they just knock it around a bit to make it look a bit shitter. So,
Have you seen? Is it like Choices on Deliveroo, where it's like some restaurant that's not open or that's too far away? So they've just got a bunch of people in like containers making their food closer to the centre of Manchester. I got some sushi the other day from it's like Zumu.
Container sushi.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like in Japan, straight up a smaller.
Well, that was it. I thought like Charlie had been picking it from the bottom of the boat or something. And I was like, but it came like really poorly presented, whereas sushi usually is well presented. I really want your sushi to open up again, and I'm sure that comes as a surprise to both of you, having seen my first attempt at it.
What do you have now?
We were there on Barney's first sojourn to go sushi, and I look at how he's grown. Look, he now doesn't eat meat.
Right.
Look, chicken.
We've all put a bit of weight on in lockdown, Jimmy. You don't have to talk about how much I've grown. It's not my fault that I'm definitely like 2 like holes on the belt worse off.
If anyone was to see this, like we're all just becoming the same person.
Yeah. We have the stages of lockdown in line with age.
We look like the 3 stages of like a hair growth tonic. or like
we just need
like,
Shane Warne.
Fucking Regain advert.
We look like the 3 stages of Slim Fast, but we've not made any progress.
Yeah, because it doesn't work.
Yeah, we are not slim. Well, although I think Slim Fast probably uses the same sort of concept that Dixie Chicken does, that it just makes you shit yourself a lot. So
yeah,
just this. So I weighed myself last night. I was on the phone, and I keep going. Like I put on a shitload of weight. I weighed myself last night. I am now over 100 kgs. So I'm 16 stone. I'm
heavier than that.
I'm only 8. Well, we know we're heavier than that. You're the fat one. I'm the funny one.
And I'm the wild card. To be fair, so when I was training before my wedding, I lost like 2 stone, and I've put all of that back on and more. But I've stopped short of that 100 mark, so I apologise, Jimmy. But I can do it if you want. I can get there if I put my mind to it.
So that process that you just described then of like losing weight in preparation for your wedding and then having your wedding and then putting it on plus more is my metaphor for the economy after lockdown. Everyone's been like, oh, the economy's on its arse. I'm like, just wait until people get let out of their houses. Like all these bars that have been struggling for 3 months are going to have the best fucking 6 months of their life.
Like the fact that football comes back in a few weeks and you're allowed 6 people to a garden, everyone's TV is going to be hung over a paddling pool full of cheap lager. You will not be able to get like a pack of a crate of Stella in a supermarket on 17th of June. It's not going to be possible.
You can't anyway. Like, honestly, I think it's going to be we're going to have like 6 months of partying. And you know when people have gone, oh, well, like now because of the pandemic and stuff, we'll all appreciate things that matter and stuff. No. Did you see that the other day? Like, there was a unauthorized street party in Ancoats where like there was like parents, but they were letting the kids just like go around pissing everywhere. They were like doing hippie crack in the streets and stuff. That's what it's going to be like when
forever.
I'm genuinely though, like when they say right, we're opening all bars, I'm not going out that night. Fuck that.
I'm not going out until the next payday.
I'm not going out until the next pandemic. That's how long I'm waiting. Like, absolutely
probably not going to be that long.
Mate,
Can you imagine trying to get into Crazy Pedro's or anywhere in Manchester? Venue.
just before the pandemic, I'd never eaten as well in my life. I went to all the Michelin star places, went to the French, everywhere. Everybody, all the places where you can't actually get into, like nobody was going. It was brilliant. Like you got like proper good service, and because they were so grateful that people were actually turning up, they just give you more shit all of the
Like,
time.
bring shit out.
I
Just before lockdown.
Those pre-pandemic lockdown days, those were the days. Like all those free petty fours.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
man,
think
are
what.
you still drinking gin and Diet Coke?
Yeah.
That's fucking
I'm not-
hideous.
Oh, I thought there was a
What
lot more
gin
Diet
is it?
Coke. Or just Gordon's.
Is it this? Gordon's. Oh, fucking. Let me turn this stupid fucking thing.
Why did you put that?
What?
What did you put on?
It's just a background.
What, the background?
Right, no, right. Do you know what? It's even creepier now you're not there that I've seen you. Like,
You just
it's like
imagined
some proper like paranormal activity shit. I thought there was a lot more Diet Coke left in that can, and I'm probably drinking half and half right now. Jimmy, did you tell Nick about your great feat of drinking 19 beers the other week playing poker?
No, I haven't. I'm not that proud of it.
Isn't it upsetting that he wasn't wearing a white t-shirt and marking it off?
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing I'm upset about.
How many was it in the weird bogs thing? In the Boss Hogs
It's like,
challenge?
it's like 72, isn't it?
Fucking hell.
So I did 19 before 1 o'clock in the morning, and I only started at 7. So
Yeah.
I think I would have got. Yeah. Well, look, the weekend before I stayed up till 4 o'clock with Barnett.
Yeah, we did.
And then Lauren told me off because I was in bed, like singing her name to the song of "I Want You Back" by the Jackson 5.
When was this? Before lockdown?
No. This was 2 weeks ago.
So yeah, that was when I did 50.
We were. I just want to point out we didn't break any rules. We were just speaking over the phone.
Yes.
Well, we didn't break them rules. No lockdown rules were broken.
No, we drove to Durham, but
But it was for the safety of my child. So
yeah, it was. We drove to Barnard Castle, which is actually our drug dealer. Hello, Mr. Castle. Yeah. So
fuck, this is strong. Sorry.
Is that really his name? Because I'm gonna have to cut that out. I'm gonna put this on YouTube. By the way.
Barnard Castle is where Dominic Cummings drove to test his eyesight, which was half an hour away from where he was, which I think a shorter distance might have been better. Right. Oh, right. Jimmy's just got his networking soapbox out. Here we go.
I'm just going to comb my beard with Lenny's brush. Right. He didn't go to test his eyesight.
That's what he said he did.
No, he didn't.
What did he say? Sorry, I must have misunderstood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, go on. Sorry, what did he say?
He said he got cleared to go back to work. And so he said to his wife, we'll set back off tomorrow to go back to London. And she said, are you sure you want to be doing that longer drive? Considering a couple of days before you were complaining about your eyesight. So he said, right, well, maybe we should do like a test drive or something before, just to say. But everybody's now going.
What was the test? Sorry, what was the test drive for, Jimmy?
Because he'd been ill, and
what part of the symptoms of his illness were they testing out? Was it his eyesight?
No, it wasn't.
But so his wife said, "Your eyes were bad. Maybe we shouldn't do such a long drive."
Testing his ability to drive
because his eyes were bad.
No,
that's not an eye test, though, is it?
He was just like he was complaining about his vision. Like it's not like he's not like Nick, who's all of a sudden in lockdown got like bifocals or something.
Yeah, I know he's not a hipster.
Guys, I'm gonna have to end this call if you don't start showing a little bit respect.
Sorry, Nick, have you been tattooing during lockdown?
Yeah, I know.
Barney's been tattooed.
I have.
Oh yeah.
I've sent them to Nick for his approval. Well, have you seen my T-Mac one on my foot?
Was it? Oh my god! How much did you do that?
I just did it.
We were playing poker. We were playing poker with all the lads that we work with. Everybody was getting smashed, and then Barney decided to tattoo T-Mac.
Why have you not put that on LinkedIn?
Why?
Yeah.
For the sake of everybody's reputation.
You can dine out on that story for months.
Yeah. So, in fact, I might put it. Well, no. I won't. It was like, do a thing one. And then.
Oh, yeah. Was it your last day? Was it your last day?
No, it's
So-and-so.
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
So, I mean, without getting into the argument of semantics, it's this Wednesday coming. Whether or not you want to call it next Wednesday is your choice.
This Wednesday and next Wednesday are the same day.
Right.
No, sorry. Reject it. So, right now, this Wednesday and next Wednesday are the same day because it's Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this Wednesday, this Friday and next Friday are different on next Monday.
Okay. Right. Anyway, this Wednesday, next Wednesday, or Wednesday. No, Nick, we're not getting into this. I lived with you for 18 months and we argued about it for 18 months. We're not getting into it.
You remember when we had the argument about postcodes?
Yeah. And I knew this was going to get brought up.
Yeah, you mention this every time. And every time you mention it, I say the only reason you mention it is because it's the only time I've ever been wrong. And it stands out like a sore thumb.
No, but do you know the best thing about this is like months, maybe even years later, Nick told me there was a point that he realised he was wrong, but just to save face, he carried on arguing.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, for like a few more hours, he
That's
continued.
That's the art of rhetoric, though, isn't it? That's the game. That's not about being right or wrong.
Right.
That's winning the
Anyway, so Wednesday is my last day in work, and then I start Thursday.
This Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday. Can you blur out where every time I've said because I realise if you're putting this on the internet and we've discussed other stuff. Yeah.
So don't say it anymore.
So we can't mention company names. We're allowed to mention my company name though, aren't we?
You can mention whatever you want, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you using this as like marketing?
This?
Like, yeah. So when Nick puts this online, we just hear the words T-Mac every 5 minutes, and you just hope people wonder what the fuck it is.
It's just gonna say T-Mac over Jimmy's face, like a meme.
Sponsored by T-Mac.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Do you want to sponsor me, Jimmy? I'll do an ad at the beginning of every advert, like a fucking YouTube shill.
Like Beer 52 on every single podcast that you listen to.
Or Squarespace.
Yes. So yeah, you're on about like the minimal editing that you want to do. So
yeah.
I told you. I'm pretty sure I told you I was listening to the Scroobius Pip drunk cast, and there's one from 2016, and it's like an end of year review. So it's him, a couple of his mates who have podcasts, Brett Goldstein and Ramesh Ranganathan, and I think it's either 3 or 4 episodes long. But at the start of the final episode, like Ramesh is so fucked, it's amazing, and makes a comment about it being edited. And they're like, no, we don't edit any of it. And he's like, what? Because he's just been chatting so much shit and saying so much stuff. And he genuinely thought that it was going to be edited. And then he thought his career was going to be over. And he didn't realise. One of the guys says that he was like basically walking to the toilet with Ramesh. And Ramesh said, are you drunk? I'm not that bad. And then put his foot straight into a bin as he was walking. And I was just like, I highly recommend listening to the Scroobius Pip drunk casts. They are fantastic.
Yeah, definitely endorse other people's shows whilst we try to record.
I mean, Scroobius Pip is like the king of podcast. So If
Well,
you want to,
I don't
if you
know.
want to endorse,
I think Joe Rogan would probably have something to say about that.
No, Joe Rogan would want to pull something up about it, maybe.
Jamie, can you just pull that thing up about Barney saying Scooby Pip is the king of podcasts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I fucking fight him over it.
I can't find it because it's fucking wrong. Like, he's got one good song.
No.
Who, Joe Rogan?
Yeah, no, Joe Rogan. Yeah, he's had one good song.
Scroobius Pip has many fantastic songs and albums.
No, I don't think that's true.
Right, well, he's
He
not
did
going to
that-
endorse us now, is he?
He did
So
that
you
one
fucked
thing
it.
where he called Stephen Fry a prick or something. So I'm
Well,
down with that.
I mean, who doesn't love an argument with Stephen Fry?
Can we do a full episode on your
About that.
argument with Stephen Fry?
No, we should have an
The
episode
thing is that
we should have an episode on arguments with celebrities on Twitter, because you two have both been involved with this. If we include Terry Christian as a celebrity,
We could make a fucking series about that.
Let's move on.
we could make a series just on the Terry Christian beef.
We'll have to actually like have a special episode about both of those things.
You know, who's the most famous person that you've ever had following you on Twitter?
Nick
Wiley.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nick's gonna say Wiley.
Wiley. I've had Mark Lewis Francis, who's the former UK #1 100-meter sprinter. He's my most famous person. In fact, I'm going to see if he follows me right now.
Mine would, I mean, to be fair, and this isn't to like do his ego like anything, is probably Jimmy, because I've seen the views that he gets on LinkedIn. So that's as high as it gets. Actually, no. I mean, I would say Nick is probably the Instagram celebrity that I have because of the number of followers.
Yeah, but that made me feel that disgusting to even be described as that. That's gross.
You are Insta famous.
He's an influencer.
I'm fucking not.
I nearly put my hand up like a school child then, but really quickly, should we do a tequila one with your mate Jimmy?
Oh, Patos.
Yeah.
Yeah, tequila.
Yeah.
Have to be gin.
We were going to do, well, no, it's only gin because it's called the Gindependent Review, but we were going to, this started as the whiskey one, didn't it? And we wanted Barney to get involved. So we said we'd do gin. And then I think I came up with the Gindependent woman illustration. So it just turned into that. But we can do a tequila
that's on
one.
my wall, is that?
Is it?
We could just do a special, like, can you think of a tequila pun?
I'll speak to Wally.
Tequila Mockingbird.
Oh.
I'll speak to Wally. We'll get a good one.
Yeah. I'm going to say, Jimmy, that's a Jaden Smith lyric where it sounds really clever until you think about it.
All your verses sound like dirty dishes. I'm about to clean them in the kitchen.
And then you go, oh, wait, no, that's just some words.
Pun has to work both ways, otherwise it's shit.
Just to be pointed, that Pancho Datos tequila is genuinely fucking brilliant. Genuinely. I spoke to the guy, Stuart, who sells it.
Is that the chili stuff?
No. So, obviously, we do a lot of stuff on LinkedIn, and we do like some lead generation things. So I started having having conversations with like loads of people, and I stumbled across this guy called Stuart, and Stuart was had a bit of a backwards and forwards, and just like, oh, so, you know, like, how long you been doing your business? And he was like, oh, like, I've literally just launched my own tequila company, Pancho Datos. And he's like, and then COVID struck, and like all the bars and shit. So that's terrible. So I said, so we started talking, and I was like, oh, well, can you buy it like on the open market? He's like, oh yeah, it's on Master of Malt. So I was like, well, I'll buy a bottle. So I went and bought a bottle of it, and they do a Reposado and like a Blanco. So I already had like loads of Reposado, so I got a Blanco, and just had a bit of a chat, and then that was it. And then it arrived. I was like, oh, I'll just try it, and it is the tip.
It arrived at 8 a.m. and Jimmy was like, oh, I'll just try it and see what it's like.
Was it like silver or what?
Yeah, it's white. It's like a Blanco, like white. In fact, bear with me a second, I'll get it. But I tried it, and it's like smooth as shit, like no afterburn, like really smoky. Like, and I was like, this is like legit stuff. So I messaged him, and I was like, oh, like, how do you know? Like, where do you get this from? And it turns out like it's like his brother-in-law's wife or something comes from like Mexico, and they import it over and do all this, and that's where it comes from, because it was like legit. So I spoke to a guy that works with me, Mike, and he bought some. So like a few of the guys have bought some now. We've all tried it. It's brilliant. And then I've just got the Reposado. I messaged him the other day, and he was like, we thought that things were going to be shit, but we're actually doing like a roaring trade on like ecom, which is really good. Like he's a super nice guy as well. Stuart Witchusen, here he is. Panchas Datas. In fact, yeah, we'll get. In fact, I'll just buy a few bottles and send them to you.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about being sent free shit. So I'm on quite low battery and still wired. Well, when I say wired, I mean connected by wire to this, and can also charge at the same time. So I'll apologise now if I do drop off at some point, but hopefully I won't.
That's fine. I just need something to mess about with.
Yeah,
that's all it is. So we've done half an hour now. Like that should be fine to just piss about with.
Yeah. Love ya.
Love you. Bye. Okay, mate. No worries.
Right, mate. Take care.
Take care. Bye.